Welcome to Inside ArtScroll, where the books that we read and the people that write them come to life. This episode is very unique because it's not the books that we read or the people that write them. It's the incredible ArtScroll iPad that we use and the guy behind, the brains behind so much amazing Torah learning. It's a schus and a pleasure to welcome Eli Drapkin to ArtScroll Studios.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Eli, where do you live?
So I live in Baltimore.
Okay.
That's our little digital section of ArtScroll down there. And Baruch Hashem, we have a wonderful crew that's all remote or really around the world. We have a team in Muncie, a team in ArtScroll. The guys are really, the blend of tech and Torah is amazing.
Fantastic. And we're here today with one of the crown jewels, I guess, probably in ArtScroll's history, and that is the ArtScroll Digital Library, which kind of looks like a sefer.
Yeah, we
and by the way, you could get your name embossed in gold, correct?
Yes.
That's part of the promotion, right? If you buy an iPad in the next whatever it is, you get like a 30%, 20% discount, whatever it is, and then you also get...
Yeah, free personalization, get your name on the front of it.
That's so cool. Now, this is not a sefer, a book, even though it looks like it. It's an iPad. Okay, so let's jump right into this because this is so fascinating. And I think when people hear the statistics of users and what's available on here, no one knows about this. It's like a dream come true. So tell us a little bit about why it's important, why it's amazing to be the owner of an ArtScroll iPad and what it comes with.
So Baruch Hashem, as of now, we have on the iPads come the entire English Shas, Hebrew Shas, Bavli. Also now, which is a new development, is Yerushalmi. So we've done both the English and Hebrew sets of Yerushalmi. We have English and Hebrew sets, not just English and Hebrew, meaning the English set and the Hebrew translation.
The blue and the brown.
Yes, blue and the brown. The Mishnayos, it's the light blue and the dark blue.
Right.
Both of, so we have Shas Bavli, Shas Yerushalmi, Mishnayos, Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We recently finished the Zar Shimshon set. So we have Zar Shimshon, Misilas Shesharim, Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Sidurim, Chumashim, Tanakh. It just keeps going.
How many Sfarim are on the ArtScroll iPad?
As of now, we just hit over 500 Sfarim that come downloaded on there.
So you picked this up and you're holding 500 Sfarim in it. Actually, you're holding way more because you're holding the whole Shas, Bavli, Yerushalmi, Mishnayos, Nevi'im, Chumash. Amazing. So tell us a little bit about what the user group looks like. How many people own an iPad? How many people are using this on a regular basis? Is it hundreds? Is it thousands?
That's a great question. We have roughly, probably over 400,000 devices.
400,000 devices.
Downloaded the app. Not necessarily ArtScroll iPads,
okay.
but people have downloaded this all across the globe. We have millions of volume downloads of the Sfarim across the entire spectrum. And Baruch Hashem, people are using this daily. I get reports of people who really sit down for hours using it. And when you learn a little bit more about the features, you'll see why.
So that's fantastic. That's wonderful. It also shows the reach that ArtScroll has. It's not just the New York and it's not just the United States and Canada.
The whole world. 28 countries officially, over 28 countries have had app downloads, and we get questions coming from every shape and size.
Now, is it available in Hebrew or
the app itself?
Yeah.
The app, so it is localized to your device language. So it does actually, if you set your device to Hebrew, all the app, all the menu, all the buttons will display in Hebrew. Yes.
Oh, fantastic. And Spanish also? You're saying whatever language it is?
Soon.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's literally teaching Torah to the entire world.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay. So I think what was so fascinating to me was explain what the user experience is like when you're learning a daf of Gemara.
Oh, that's a good question. So for that, I'm going to have to show you.
Please.
So on the iPad itself, when you open it up.
By the way, I'm a visual learner, so perfect.
Okay, there we go. So on the iPad, the first step you'll go to is the ArtScroll app.
This is a really nice size one, too.
This is the big one. This is
the deluxe edition.
This is the 13-inch iPad.
Okay.
This is the big one. This is about the size of a full-size ArtScroll Gemara. The regular size one is about the size of the mid-size, like the Daf Yomi size ArtScroll Gemara. That's the size of the regular size iPad.
Okay.
So when you're looking at your page of Gemara, you would simply, when you're looking at the page of Gemara, First of all, you can zoom in and out, so you can make this really big.
So that's like an amazing resource for someone who's visually challenged.
Correct. This has really changed the game for a lot of people who have certain vision challenges. Besides just the fact that it's backlit and then you can see the actual words better, that zoom, it literally is enabling people to learn now when they couldn't have previously. We had a request from somebody who was legally blind, and he needed it. We had it up to 200%. He said that's not big enough for the text. So we have it up to 500%, which is not a lot on here, but you see the Mesiras Nefesh that people are doing. They want to learn. And this is literally enabling people. I'll throw in one more story. Well, two maybe, if I can. Sure. One, we have somebody had called me up, an older gentleman who wants to learn. He did not grow up in a yeshiva background, and he wants to learn. Unfortunately, through certain maladies that he had, he lost his sense of touch. So he couldn't hold a physical sefer anymore. He couldn't turn those pages. So he said, the iPad, I just need to tap. I don't have to know that I'm moving something. It literally opened up learning for him. We've also recently helped some people with, unfortunately, ALS or other, with people with ALS, Lou Gehrig's, and who are losing their ability to move their arms, unfortunately. And through the amazing things that are built into the iPads, where there was voice recognition, there's also now eye tracking built into the iPads. They can now control and be able to learn, just right on the iPads.
That's incredible. Somebody just shared with me that they were by to see him, that someone who has ALS made, literally by using his eyes to turn the pages.
Yeah, wow.
That's fantastic. Okay, so bring us right back in.
Okay.
So now, let's say I'm on the fourth line of Gemara, I run into a word, I don't understand that word. What do I do?
So all you have to do is tap on a phrase. You tap on a phrase on the daf, you get the translation right with you. If there's any footnotes, they'll pop up right here on the page.
Amazing.
If you also want to learn from just the English side, you can swap over to there, and you have the translation with the elucidation, the footnotes on the bottom. Now,
if you want to do both, what do you do? Can you split the screen?
Oh, you could split the screen. Great question. So if you rotate your device like this, and then you hit split, now you have.
It's like literally having the Daf Yomi Gemara in front of you.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's incredible. Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, one of the most amazing features about the iPad is hyperlinks. Take us into the crazy world of hyperlinks.
Okay, hyperlinks, it is a crazy world of hyperlinks. We have roughly 9 million hyperlinks. That it means.
Okay, what's a hyperlink? Let's just go. We know what it is because I've seen the creative stuff on this, but what's a hyperlink? Explain to our viewers.
A hyperlink means any time something is referenced on the daf. So if you're on a daf of Gemara here, if you'll notice on the side, you have Mesoras Hashas, you have Gilyon Hashas, you have Ein Mishpat, you have anything, or for example, let's take this one. This is a Tosfos that's quoting another Gemara. You'll see it's underlined in blue, just tap on it, and you'll be taken to that place right in front of you.
Now, could you get English on that or not yet?
Not on Tosfos yet, but soon. But the hyperlinks, if you tap on a hyperlink on the translation side of the page, you'll get the English. On the Hebrew side of the page, you get the Hebrew.
That's incredible. Now, how about in the commentary on the bottom? Let's say they reference something. Can you get that too?
Yes. So recently, through a lot of work from our amazing team, we actually put in a second round of hyperlinks, which links almost every reference that's made. So originally we had every reference that was made to another place in Shas, to Mishnayos, things that we had as part of the digital library, the ArtScroll digital library. But now we've expanded that to anything. You can pull up a Mishnah Berurah. Here, I'll show you right over here. If you pull up this, Shagas Aryeh, you tap on it, and it'll pull it up right in front of you.
Wow. So I know a lot of people invest in this program where you can get thousands of svarim, at your fingertips, but you literally have thousands of svarim at your fingertips by just getting this. I think it's worthwhile to talk about some of the, not just special features of the iPad itself, but special people and special situations where the iPad is a tremendous game changer. Why don't you share with us a little bit about Hatzalah?
Hatzalah, we got a call from Yitzi Kest, who was involved with the Muncie Hatzalah, and they had noticed that the guys on their way back from calls were spending it was a long drive. They actually had iPads already. In every Hatzalah, there is an iPad. So he had asked, could we load up the app on the iPad so the guys could learn on the way back? And Baruch Hashem, as of now, I think we have up to 25 Hatzalah ambulances now, and the guys' moms use it. They go to calls on their way back from the hospital, sometimes a long drive. These guys are able to learn in the back.
And you can only imagine that the siyata d'shmaya and the spiritual energy that creates for sure helps them do a better job when they're on the way to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. That's really magnificent. And I also heard something about the Chayalim, the soldiers in Israel, and the app. What's been happening with that?
So that's amazing. So Baruch Hashem, everybody has their devices with them. They're not always able to have a physical sefer, but they always have their phones. And we get requests from Chayalim who are going into either Miluim, going to some type of service, wherever they are, and they want to take their learning with them. They really do. And so Chayalim who are calling in, we have here of Siyumim that are happening. It's amazing. Gemara, Mishnayos, they want to be able to learn wherever they are.
That's amazing. So, in other words, ArtScroll is really helping Israel win the war. That's really what it is. Because if the Torah is that engine and it creates so much incredible, positive siyata d'shmaya, so having that, wow.
Yeah, Torah magno matla.
That's totally true. It's also so beautiful that these guys, even in situations where you could say, okay, you'll learn when you get back. They want to continue learning, and they probably couldn't do it without the app.
Yeah, and some of them even, it's fascinating the type of people who are calling in. Not necessarily people who were learning before this, but these are Chayalim who feel connected, or they want to connect. So whether they're downloading Tehillim or they're starting to learn Gemara, it's amazing. They want to jump in. They want to learn Gemara. They want to learn Mishnayos. Some of them might not have ever learned Gemara before.
And this enables them.
And they really want to do something. We even have a MADA volunteer who called us in.
That's Magen David Adom, like the ambulance service in Israel?
Yes, Magen David Adom.
Okay, yeah.
And he specifically is in an ATV, and he's stationed at where he is, and there is some downtime. So he accepted upon himself, post October 7th, to make a siyum on Shisha Sidrei Mishnah. And Baruch Hashem, he has his iPad with him wherever he goes, wherever he is in the forest, wherever he's driving, and he's learning. And he actually recently told me that he made his siyum.
Wow, that's so special. Speaking about siyumim, do people let you know, oh, I finished my learning plan, or I made a siyum on this, or I did a siyum on that?
That's a good question. We do get some nice feedback from people who really have finished. Some really interesting people who have used it to learn all around the globe. For example, Shulam Lemmer, he loves the app, and they're all over the place. Baruch Hashem, our singers are constantly on the move, and he loves using the app.
Here's something that I was thinking about. We're coming up in Mitzvah Shem literally in 2 years on the Daf Yomi Siyum Hashas. Has the app been around since the beginning of this Daf Yomi cycle?
Yes. So Baruch Hashem, we actually launched the app right before the previous Siyum Hashas. That was our big push when we released brachas on the app.
That's amazing. So there are going to be people who finished Shas Bavli on the app.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
They better send you some type of message. Hey, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. I heard from somebody that this is a great tool for shalom bayis. How does that work?
So I got a call from somebody who, this is what he's telling me. He's saying that this thing has really brought him shalom bayis. I asked him, what do you mean? How does this thing bring you shalom bayis? He said he used to drive his wife crazy because at night he would like to sit up and learn in bed. So we'd have the light on next to him, and he used to keep her up, and they'd always, fight about it. And he said, now it's a machaya. He sits there, the light is off, his wife can sleep. He has the iPad, it's backlit screen, he can sit in bed, says his mamash a machaya, he sits back and learns all night.
So there's no excuse whatsoever not to learn in bed. Get the ArtScroll iPad. That's really fantastic. Wow, sounds like it just sounds like it's impacting so many situations in Klal Yisrael and so many individuals. And I can only imagine the many people who probably wouldn't be learning without this really beautiful, tool, like you said, it's impacting millions of people.
Yeah, for example, there was a Rosh Yeshiva who called me up, and he said that he loves using the app. So I asked him why. What's the thing? He said he's always going to other simchas around. He has a chavrusashaft with another Rebbe, and whenever they're on the move, at nights, Baruch Hashem, Kanai Har, there are a lot of weddings. So he's waiting at one chuppah. He has a chavrusashaft with the other Reb. They both have it on their phones, and they're able to learn together while waiting for the chuppah.
ArtScroll actually put out like a 1-minute, very inspirational clip a few months ago of a guy who finished a Meseder Moed Gemara just by learning, at simchas, at bar mitzvahs, and little by little, like the daf yomi, each daf, just one daf a day, and the rest is history.
I try to tell people that don't be afraid to be that guy who's learning at the chuppah, or standing in line by the grocery store. Pull out your phone, just one Masechta Mishnayos. Just have your Masechta that is yours. It's always on your phone. Any situation you find yourself in, just pull it out and learn your Mishnayos. Baruch Hashem, the Mishnah Elucidated, which is the new English Mishnayos, sure. and the Hebrew, the Reisman, we have both editions on the app. They're so clear. You can get pshat. You can sit there wherever you are and learn, and not just learn them, but really get one Mishnayos. That's it. One Mishnah. Just do it in that situation.
And then before you know it, you're finishing and you're finishing.
Yeah.
Now, I know one place that you don't really need an iPad. And that's on El Al flights, right?
You'd think that you wouldn't need them on there. But actually, if you ask them for one, there's a special place in the galley. If you'll notice, it's a little ArtScroll logo. And Baruch Hashem, we have many iPads spread around the El Al fleet. And if you ask for it, they have a little section there with an iPad that if you want to learn your entire way to Eretz Yisrael or back, you can learn.
Incredible. I remember as a bacher, you'd learn and you'd have to get this Gemara and you get that Ramban and you have to get this in the shelf. Like everything is in your palm.
Right
so there's
there.
no excuse not to learn.
No excuse anymore.
I'll tell you something amazing. There's a guy who I daven with, and he comes in every morning carrying his Gemara underneath his arm. And one time I noticed that it's actually an iPad. It looks like a Gemara from the outside,
Yep.
but this guy is hooked. I know that there's something that's truly transformational about using the iPad, and that is learning plans. Could you bring us into that really beautiful customized world?
Yes, the learning plans are a very exciting addition that we had to the app. So what that allows you to do is to set up a learning plan for what you would like to do. Or, for example, if you'd like to join Daf Yomi. So we have some built-in sort of pre-made plans that you can join, and it shows up on the page. You have a whole calendar. You can check off what you've done. On the daf itself, there's a little checkbox. So once you finish learning, you just check off that you've done it.
Is there a Chazara checkbox in case you want to review?
That's a good.
Four of them, because you should do every daf 4 times.
It'd be 101.
Yeah, 101. Or of Preda, 400 times.
There we go. We'll just keep adding it.
Yeah.
Another great feature that allows, if let's say you want to learn for a yahrzeit or for a shloshim, or even if you just want to set up your own learning plans.
Oraisa, like you want to do an Amid.
Oraisa, we have some fathers like to set up Mishnayos learning plans with their sons before their bar mitzvah. So you put in the date that you want to finish it, how much you want to learn, which mesechtas, the range, and it calculates for you what you need to learn every day.
And it delivers it to you on a silver platter.
Displays it for you right on top, what you need to do every day.
Hello, let's learn. There used to be like you had to get a Gemara, it was expensive. Now, it's just there. You might as well learn.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem.
That's fantastic. So that was Gemara. But I know that there's also many other holy Sfarim, like you mentioned, amazing Sfarim that are all available. Now, when I buy the actual iPad, they come preloaded. All these Sfarim come preloaded, or I have to connect to like a Wi-Fi? How does that work?
Correct. So when you buy the iPad, everything comes preloaded on here. So all the Sfarim out of the box, don't have to connect it to the internet. You never have to connect it to the internet. There are updates that come, so updates are updates. You will have to connect to get those. But to use it straight out of the box, it's good to go. No internet needed.
So you have like 500 Sfarim preloaded, all good to go, with all the hyperlinks and everything.
Correct.
So you don't need internet access for hyperlinks.
Oh, good question. So the hyperlinks to Sfarim that we have as part of the library, those will be available offline. Anything that is the extra, that second round, those are web-based hyperlinks. So you would need to be connected for those.
Okay. I think to myself, like, if you're traveling somewhere, I always think to myself, so which Sfarim do I really need to take? I need my Gemara, and I want to take my Chumash, and I would look. But you just take the iPad, and you take it on you on a plane, and It's got the backlight, so you don't need to turn that light on top
yeah,
of you.
Yeah.
And even if it's dark, so you want to make it a little bit bigger, you're in.
Yeah.
So if anyone is watching this right now, we're having this amazing sale where you literally get a huge percentage off of it. It'll change your life. It's transformational. Buy it, use it, and you'll become a Talmid Chacham overnight. Not mamish.
Almost.
Okay. Ellie, I want to just ask you a question personally. So I know you're a techie. Tech is something that drives you kind of. And I know in our conversations that you also love to learn. Is this not a dream job then?
This is the ultimate dream job. It's funny that you mentioned that. So when I was in college for information systems, right. And I had heard a friend of mine that they had started this project down here in Baltimore. So I walked into the office to Mayor Pasternak, and I said, could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing here? And he starts showing me the files and the nitty gritty, and everything here is done by hand. All those phrases, everything's by hand. The hyperlinks, this is a lot of work. AI could not do this. Mm-hmm. And he's showing me these things, and I remember I made a comment. I said, oh, this is really cool. And he said, this is really cool? I said, this is amazing. This is tech and Torah in the most amazing way. So yeah, it's cool.
I believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Steve Jobs the insight and the initiative to make an iPad so that people could learn from it. That's what I believe. Not to watch all those crazy things and all the entertainment. It's to learn. It's really to learn.
100%, especially when they put out the big one. This is literally the size of a full-size Gemara.
I have two final questions for you. Question number one, is there a feature where there's audio so you can listen to a shir while you learn?
It's a good question. So, Baruch Hashem, there's so much Torah online, so much Torah available. Shiurim, Daf Yomi, this, that. So we have a feature that on the app, it allows audio to play while you're using the ArtScroll app. So you have play anything else that you want to have on your device, and you can use the app at the same time.
So you can listen to
along.
like Daf by Srilly or Eli Stefanski while you're literally using that, and you can fact check them.
Yeah.
Okay, great. My second question is, what's next? I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I know that there's a really amazing update that's in the plans.
Yes.
Give us a sneak peek.
Sneak peek. So there is, yes, Baruch Hashem, a big update coming. It's going to change the whole design, the feel, the look of the app, as well as some really cool new features. These are features that will literally change the game. Just a sneak peek, like you said, we're, in Mirz Hashem, going to have some audio integration with the app, as well as a chavrusa learning type style thing, where when one person taps on a phrase or something over here, it will tap and show up wherever those other people are across the world. So you can have a Maggid Shir.
Oh, wow.
Who's going to be following along here. And wherever they are, they'll be able to follow along just by him, tapping away.
So, but you have two guys on Chabrus, and one of them's like, we should probably check out the Shagas Aryeh. Boom, they both have the Shagas Aryeh. One of them taps, and the other one has the Shagas Aryeh.
Yep.
Wow, that's incredible. It's been a schus to talk to you. Sounds very exciting. Like I said before, you want to buy this. It's going to be transformational. And belachtecha baderech, b'shivtecha b'veisecha, at home, in the workplace, you have a lonely action, you literally take out your iPad, and if anyone comes in, it looks like you're working anyways. So it works out well.
I have had a lot of people tell me that.
So I want to give you a bracha that you should continue to disseminate Torah to Klal Yisrael. It's such a schus. I don't know if you ever think about this. You're not a guy who works in tech. You're perhaps one of the biggest magidei shiurim in the entire world. There's over 1 million people that are in your shir or in your yeshiva.
The ArtScroll digital yeshiva.
Or the ArtScroll yeshiva, the ArtScroll mishpacha yeshiva.
Yeah.
You should have continued hatzlacha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give you all those brilliant, brain bursts to keep updating it. And more people should get the iPad, should get the app, and Torah should just continue to be spread across the face of Klal Yisrael.
Amen.